Hey guys, welcome to Young Money. I'm Nosy Pombanjo, and as you know, this is CNBC Africa's freshest and youngest show. It's the show about us, the ones who want to go beyond the hustle, the ones who are intent on breaking the bank. Now, one of the best ways to ensure success when you're starting up is making sure that you can create and promote an indestructible brand. Many entrepreneurs look over the marketing and brand aspect of their business, or they just don't do it well enough. Well, today we're going to be getting the 411 on getting our brand strategies right, and we're also going to be catching up with Vaughn Thiel. He's the CEO of a company called Profit Trading, and he established this company when he was just 18 years old. Now, remember that you can be a part of creating a generation of moguls by sharing your thoughts on social media. As you know, I'm the real Nosy. The platform is at CNBC Africa, and the hashtag, if you want the Young Money crew to come to you, is Young Money 410. Guys, let's take a look at a young group of entrepreneurs who own a business called 77. Now, they manufacture an organic multi-purpose sauce which they make using, yes, you've guessed it, 7 fruits and vegetables. They want to know how they can expand their brand and get the recognition that they need to succeed.
It's a multi-purpose food product. I don't think we can put it in any bracket per se, or tell you that it is a sauce or it is a salad dressing or it does this purpose, because it is whatever you want it to be, which is the innovation in our product. It is whatever you want it to be. In this case, it can be a sauce, a salad dressing, a dip for your snacks.
I think what we also really need is kind of like a way in which we can get the attention of potential investors without having to prove anything regarding our financials, like just attracting the investor by just telling them about the product, getting them interested, but interested so much that they actually want to risk their money to invest into this product.
Another thing I think we might want to know from an analyst is that how do we determine which people are the right people to actually introduce to our product, to let them invest in our product and so forth, to just get into a partnership with them. So that's very important also.
Well, those in the know say brand yourself, do it now and do it right when you're starting out. Joining me to shed some light on what appears to be the mammoth task in entrepreneurship is Vaughn Thiel. He's digital marketing strategist at Ever and Feel Good Music. Vaughn, we've just seen that clip from these young entrepreneurs, and a couple of things just hit me about the product. Firstly, there doesn't seem to be any apparent branding on the product. I also got the sense that they had a little bit of difficulty understanding who they're trying to target with their product. Yeah. If you were to give them a little bit of advice about how to get the right look and feel on this product and get their brand right, what would you say? Well,
first of all, when you're looking to create a brand around a product, you've got to look at 2 major things, right? You've got to look at what it is your product does and what it is your product offers, and how does that relate to what is the human truth and what is needed in society or in a market, okay? Mm-hmm. The minute you get these 2 sort of spheres, as the minute they touch, in between that you've got what you call a big idea, right? So what you need to do is you need to understand what is the unique selling points of your product. I heard them mention that their sauce, you're able to use it on many different things, or you can apply it on many different things. That's cool because you can play on the human truth of convenience. Right. So if somehow you can merge your brand, so you can merge your product with the human truth of convenience and build a brand off of that pillar, you've then got something people relate to and something that is sellable. They also spoke about investors, and they're saying that they're really looking for people to put money behind their product. How important is the brand when you're trying to raise capital versus the actual nuts and bolts of the product? I think the brand is as important, if not more, and I'll tell you why. Because in a market where and in an environment where things are very saturated, many people coming up with the same ideas, there are a lot of businesses operating in the same industries, your brand and your identity is what separates you and sort of what makes people resonate with you. So if you've got a good product but your branding is poor, you're going to struggle to sell it. Whereas there have been sort of, I won't say bad products, but not as good, but with very good branding, and they've done well. So your branding has to be perfect, and you've got to package it as a complete sellable, product, branding, and the attributes that the product has.
Now, many young entrepreneurs are in the early stages of their businesses. They're starting out, cash is tight, and branding just seems to be an additional item on the budget. Is there a way of getting your brand out even though you have budget constraints?
Yes, there definitely is. The first part would be to develop your brand. So come up with your big idea. Once you've got your big idea, you've got to get people to know about it. You've got to get people to talk about it. And the best way to do that as an SME would probably to go the digital route, because it's very measurable and you don't have much money to spend, so you're a bit cash strapped, but you need the exposure. Where TV and radio and billboards, these are very expensive mediums. When you've got things like social media, you've got Google AdWords, you've got a lot of different platforms online that you can push your brand out at a reasonable price and at a very measurable rate.
But what are the risks, Vaughn, with the digital platforms? And in particular, I'm thinking about social media. And at the back of my head, I've got the big Facebook dislike button that all big companies and small companies are thinking, geez, if people start disliking my products, this could be the end of what I'm taking to market.
You know, it's true. It is a risk. I mean, it can happen on most mediums. Word of mouth is just as powerful as social media. But what's great about it is that it can give you the opportunity to gauge what people are actually saying about your brand. Social media is a pool of many different people, a lot of different races and age groups and interests, right? If you can get a gauge of what people are saying about your product online, you can have a good assumption of what they're doing offline, and you can then find problems. So those dislikes, you can find out why, and then you can improve upon your product or improve upon your brand. And also another thing is that we mustn't forget that social media is just a medium where you are now learning about what people are saying, whereas it doesn't actually prevent them from saying it. So they could be saying it offline, but you don't hear about it. But if you hear about it on social media, you can deal with it, which is a benefit to brands, you know, that online reputation management.
Well, what we've also seen, of course, in the social media space is that people have their personal profiles and then they have their company profiles, and it suddenly seems to be quite a lot of different things. What's the best way to approach it when you want to make sure that you want to put your brand on a social media platform? How do you go about it so you get maximum visibility and at a cost-effective level?
Right, so it would be also, you got to consider the beginning. You've got to go and develop your artwork, you've got to get the creatives done, and then you've got to decorate your page really well with what your brand is about. And then there's various metrics you can use. You can do paid ads on social media, which at some time, it depends on how well the ads are optimized, but you can get ads for about 69 cents a click, up to 2 Rand per page like. So there's various, options of getting your brand out there on the platform alone. And what's cool about Facebook and what it's progressed to now is that Instagram will be launching their ad metrics globally in October, and it's going to be linked in with Facebook. So if you're running something that's very visual, which I think the kids that were talking about their source could really make use of something like Facebook because of the massive sort of moms at home and dads and young people moving into their flats looking for solutions to cook. They're all on Facebook. So if you can push out your products into that market, because you can target those exact demographics on Facebook, you can do that and link it back into Instagram and run the same type of look and feel ads on both platforms. You've brought it all together. And there is cost implications. However, what's good about it is that when it comes to marketing, there's always cost implications. The benefit about digital is that it's very measurable. You see what you get on your return, and you can then adapt it month on month. So you're not tied into a 6-month contract on a billboard. Right. You just got an ad running that you can pause at any time.
And then there's construction, and then nobody's driving past your billboard, right? Well, let's quickly talk about the VW scandal, because that's probably been one of the really big brands gone wrong stories that we're likely to see this year. Any lessons that a small and medium-sized enterprise who've been keeping their eye on this story can take away? Yeah,
definitely. I think just like in life, you've got to be honest. I think honesty, people pick it up. Never underestimate your consumers. They are smart people, they understand what they want, and when they're purchasing something, they're putting their trust in you. So being authentic and being honest with your business and your products and your service is vital to the success of a brand, absolutely vital. SMEs can definitely learn from that. Don't take shortcuts, do it the right way.
Well, you've heard it, don't take shortcuts, do it the right way. That's the world according to Vaughn Thiel. He's a digital marketing strategist at Ever and Feel Good Music. Now remember that earlier I teased you about an interview that I wanted you to watch, an interview about a young man whose name is Miles Ndlovu. He's the CEO of a company called Profit Trading, which he started when he was just 18 years old. And since then, it has gone from strength to strength. But let him speak for himself. Let's take a look.
Well, Forex robot is an automated trading system. It can be applied also onto stocks or other instruments like commodities.
So it's an automated trading system. How do we access it? So let's just say as a young person, I want to begin to trade on this platform. How do I go about doing that?
Basically, since we are an authorized financial services provider, we open a trading account for you, and then you buy the subscription of the robot to trade automatically on your instruments that you've allocated it for.
What is the competitive advantage of using a robot as against the traditional approach to trading? Why would one decide to go that route?
Because a robot or an automated trading system would always be vigilant. It has no fear, it has no emotions. It executes multiple strategies that a human being would not be able to apply.
So I want to get the practical understanding now. So let's just say I had a fund manager and there was the Forex robot and I wanted to obviously play on maybe in currencies.
Yes.
So you're saying to me that the robot, let me ask it like this, is the robot going to make me more money than my fund manager?
In most cases it would, because a robot is actively trading. Maybe a fund manager would be passively trading, meaning not so frequent. It means it can take weeks or months, but a robot would do multiple trades and minimizing the risk. So it does almost like high frequency trading. That's the advantage that it gives over a fund manager that will be just modeling another portfolio.
This is really interesting because you guys could really bring an end to fund management as we know it, but you have been in the market since 2012. What's been the uptake of using Forex robots thus far from the market?
Okay, well, automated trading systems are used by some of fund managers.
Yeah.
Basically, they employ it and then they actively control it to make sure it meets their risk management. Yeah, so basically, it's not against, but it's in favor of good asset managers. So it's the way that
so we can complement these two approaches.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about the market demand thus far. You've got a 3-year track record now, rather. How's that been uptaken by the market?
Performance has been very good, but based on the risk management. And we've never seen a performance of less than 7% in a month. So other asset managers are even using our technology to generate trades for themselves and their clients.
That's really, really interesting. And also, of course, you have recently launched. Let's talk a little bit about the next steps post the launch. It's an important event for you, but clearly a milestone that sets the basis for what you're going to do going forward.
Well, going forward is to open as many branches as maybe up to 12 in South Africa. And we are opening in the DRC, we are opening in Kenya, we are opening in Ghana and in Nigeria, throughout Africa. And the 2-year plan is to also open in offshore jurisdictions like international offices in Hong Kong, Tokyo, Singapore, Dubai, and Monaco.
Guys, thank you so much for making the time to join us once again. Remember that if you want the Young Money crew to come to you, all you need to do is drop me a tweet, use the hashtag YoungMoney410, send us a question or tell us a little bit about your business and we'll do the best that we can to bring the best experts to help you break the bank. And if we can, we'll bring a crew to help you tell your story. Until next time, let's keep making Madibas, let's keep it rich, let's keep it real.